Welcome to Reddit Time. Today we'll be featuring entitled parents, where people think they just get everything they want because they have children. A bit of backstory. I have a moderate anxiety, but I keep that under control by my obsession of cars and martial arts. I'm also an avid gamer. During our end term holidays, both mine and N's family went on a joint holiday trip to America, and the incident happened when we were returning back from our home country to our home country. Me and N were playing PUBG in the waiting room, without our families. Suddenly, a wild 8-year-old appeared. This would be the K. Wow, cool game. Can I see? Sure. K sits between me and N and starts whining. My mom eyed him up and down with her Shargan and looked away when she felt she was safe. Can I try one match, please? Yeah, sure, but be careful with the phone. After one match of around 3 minutes, El Mom arrives. What the heck do you think you two are doing with my son? Oh, he's just playing a game with us. What type of games? Let me see. After I showed her a bit of PUBG, she freaks out. What the heck are you forcing my son to play? Ma'am, your son keeps asking, you F away, imbecile. Give me that. She proceeds to get a hold of my phone. Anxiety at 50%. Miss, let go of my phone. You little S. Pull hard at the phone. She pulled hard at the phone. Anxiety now at 100. I started up, slapped her with all my strength. She literally handed her butt with the sound of glass shattering. Then I realized that everyone was watching, and I had a breakdown. My mom starts to calm me down. Works every time. Now, you know what happens when you get physical with the kid with anxiety. You lose a few teeth and bend your phone. She gets up and gives me and N the look of death. She storms off, now red as a tomato. Sorry, footage got cut off a bit, sorry. Background info. I live by a river. Every now and again, the ski club will host events like open days or concerts/parties. They also have small cavern caravan parks for people to stay. Now, people, again, some kids staying over the horse parents at the time even would go on a climbing frame. This is an unfenced part of our garden. Although there is no sign saying it's private property, we aren't too bothered as there aren't many and they're not too loud. Recently, they hosted a village beer festival and ended up being very popular. This meant so many parents decided to take their kids to the ski club for the day. On that morning, I was woken up by dozens of high-pitched screams and looking out my window to see what was going on. To my surprise, there was about 20 kids all playing on the climbing frame outside in the garden. I realized what had just happened and I was furious. All the parents left the kids at our climbing frame to entertain themselves while they all got drunk. I was furious. First, we decided to flip over my climbing frame as passive aggressment of Wang saying, F off. But as soon as they flipped it back over, almost destroying our fence in the process, it continued to drive us all slowly insane. We decided we needed to do something drastic, and I called my friend, who was good at destroying things. He rushed over with some basic tools, screwdrivers, alien key, etc. We began to disassemble the climbing frame. We got bored of just unscrewing, and most of the bolts were just rusty, so we started breaking it and snapping bits off. This is when parents came to see what we were doing. They were all mainly decent people and were just worried about us potentially being vandals. So when they realized it was ours, they apologized and left. All but one. Enter the entitled mom. Although I thought entitled moms were more of an American thing, I was surprised to see how much they resembled a classic entitled mom. That trademark haircut, annoying, gritty, grimy voice, and yes, she was entitled. Entitled mom, epic, but overly sarcastic. To me and the friend, stone cold. Absolutely amazing person. I'd love to say how you dealt with entitled mother. Excuse me, what are you vandals doing? Dismantling our climate frame. isn't that it? If it isn't a problem to you, you're. Are you criminals trying to say this is your own climbing frame, that it belongs to the ski club? I escorted her to the sign saying private property. See, it's ours. She couldn't easily humble saying sorry and accept that she was wrong, so she continued to pick a fight. Well, you just ruined my children's fun. Children shouldn't care less. And all the other children's fun. Be- because they are distracting us, the private property. You should have thought about that before bringing your children to a beer festival. Well, you should fix it before I called the police on you. Ooh, I'm so sorry, officer. Don't arrest me for destroying my friend's climbing frame. She was red with anger and began screaming abuse at my friend about how she should respect her and not be an arrogant little turd. All the while, I was calling my friend's phone from the mobile, waiting for my parents to pick up. When I finally heard Mom answer, I say loudly, "Hi, Mom. Yeah, this kind of lady's a go breaking our climbing fence and saying that I don't live here. Are you all right explaining this? Thanks." She storms over to me and I put my phone on speaker. "Listen here, ma'am. Your evil little children are vandalizing a climbing fence and denying my children a right to play. Shut up. And you cow, look at this." She drops the phone on the floor. Entitled mother looks at her house and absolutely shocked as she sees the mom open the window and begins screaming at her to F off and leave our garden and leave us alone before she comes down and hits her with a rake. Entitled mom, Entitled mom confesses and drops, and she tried to stride away, looking as though she had pooed herself. As mom shouts, "Winker," she flips her off. It might not be the most dramatic story in the world, but it's proof to at least me that people exist everywhere, even in small English villages. Too long, didn't read. Annoying kids playing on our climbing fence, so we began breaking it until mom shouts at us, threatens to get us arrested for vandalism. When my mom saves the day, screaming at her, threatens to hit her with a rake. So at my job, there are rules. No jewelry, no piercings, no eating, no leaving your line while you're working, and you can't leave until the bell rings for break and at the end of the day. Yeah, she breaks the rules all the time. She'll wait until we have 30 seconds till break to make her way to the break room so she can get to the microwave first, because she's too good to wait like everyone else. The end of the day, she will just run, push, and shove people out of the way so she's first to leave because she has kids. Like 90% of the factory. On the line, she'll come the easiest job because she's too weak to do anything else. And yes, she can do everything else on the lines. She just doesn't want to because her kids will wear her out. She's frequently leave her job to go gossip and talk to others on the line, while her table fills with product. When she comes back, she demands the lines are cut down and everyone helps her because she can't do it on her own. When we have cookouts, she'll take 90% of the extra food because she needs it to feed her kids. We have homeless people and people that live in their cars that work at my job that could really use that food. But no, her kids need it more because cooking for her is too hard. She runs, telling on anyone, do anything wrong, while she's wearing a nose piercing and munching on candy on the line. She knows my father and my father's family. I look a lot like him, unfortunately, so it's easy for her to guess. She talked a lot about how close she is to my father's family, what a wonderful guy he was, and how much I'm so much like him. Dudes, she doesn't even know he had a kid until he met me. Much like less like the other 7 kids he produced. She has no idea until he died 10 years ago, or the 90% of my father's family is dead. My father was horribly abusive too, and when she found out, she called me a liar because I knew him more than my father than I did. his actual daughter that lived with him, and she still has a job because they are scared that they'll fire her and won't be able to provide her 3 kids, just 3, and she has more money than anyone else working in the factory do. So while I wait for the bus, I thought I would tell you how entitled parents reacted to the fact that I won't care for my mother. My parents were abusive, and therefore I I harbor no love for them. My father is dead, but my mother's still alive. I love my little sister to pieces, and I decide to make sure my life insurance goes to them. It's not a lot, but it will be enough to help them get a car or an apartment. My parents don't have any money, nor do they care enough to, and my grandparents used all their money raising me and my siblings. When I tell entitled parents about my life insurance going to the system, they freak out and ask, "But what about your mom? Aren't you going to take care of her? After all, she gave birth to you." I explained that my parents were abusive and she still thinks I should take care of her because she's your mother. But you wouldn't exist without her. They even go as far as I should pay for her funeral, and they just keep repeating, "She's your mom, she's your mom, she's your mom." Get so annoyed, and even my Nana 100% supports me for not paying a single cent and taking care of my mother. She doesn't even want me taking care of her, even though I'm willing. Thank you all for watching today's episode of Entitled Parents. Let me know which community I should do next. And remember, leave a like, subscribe, and stay awesome. Bye!